Police stalking, aka gang stalking. How to counterattack? Well, if you are being gang stalked, it's the police. Remember that shit. It's the police. It's the government. It's not a gang. This is not a fucking gang. Remember that shit. For the rest of this like video, remember that. It's the police. It's not a gang. Okay? Here. It's the police and the government. It's not a gang, it's not aliens, and not insurance fraud. Well, if you are not aware so far, well, look, to demonstrate something, you have to rule out the other things, So, if you think it's a gang would just like point a fucking gun at your face and just shoot you. That's a gang. Gangs don't give a fucking second chances. That's a gang. And what the fucking gang would have to do with you, any fucking thing? Nothing. Okay? Aliens, like who the fuck told you it's aliens? Aliens is fucking Mars, man. They are out there, if they even exist, of course. So it's not aliens. And why aliens would want to silence you about the government misconduct? Or there is a secret relationship between the aliens and the government? Fuck that, man. It's not an insurance fraud. Well, don't expect that shit because, hey, there's money that's being paid on you. So much money, that you shouldn't even say that it's insurance fraud. So they will target you now with all of this amount of money so that in the future they will return less than this money that they already paid. That's fucking shit, okay? So forget about that. It's the government and it's the police. Well, the assassins of the governments want to end your life, so don't sit there taking it in silence. That's true. They actually want you dead, They just want you dead. Now, I gave you the reasons just down there. It's knowing about their weapons, their tactics, and their crimes against you as an individual qualifies you to be a threat to the government and the system. Well, this is like top secret shit. This like the things that the government wanna just keep silent about. They just like will do and go through hell and back to keep you silent about all of this. If it's not the weapons, it's their tactics, because their tactics in itself is a fucking crime. And it's highly sophisticated, and it's used against people who just has nothing to do with the fucking national security or fucking shit. All of that bullshit, all of that is a hoax. It's more like, if that person we don't like, we have to end his life. That's no talking about it, We don't like that person, we kill him. End of the story. This person is an immigrant, we'll kill him. This person is just like, not beneficial for us, we'll kill him. If he's just thinking his own way and his own life, we'll kill him. That's not an option, just kill him. If they want to fucking test their fucking weapons on us, well, yeah, test on this subject and kill him. That's the government, that's how they think. Now, as they tested this on you, they want, the track record of the crimes. They don't want this to be in the public. They don't want people to talk about it in the future. To be held accountable for these fucking crimes. So what they do? Well, kill him. So all of this qualifies you to be a threat to the government, because you know too much now. If you are a targeted individual, well, you know too fucking much. And they have to end your life. So that they quit all the talking about, there is an evidence on us, there is this on us, there is this on us, there is this on us, we committed crimes against this person. They just want to quit all of that shit. So you are a threat to the national security. So basically, national security in Norway, it means, I'm just speaking from a Norwegian standpoint, because I'm not a Norwegian, but I've been targeted by the Norwegians. So for the Norwegian government, well, if you know all of this shit, and we did this to you, and we did this to you, well, now you are a threat to the national security because you know too much about the weapons that we have used on you without your permission. Now you are a threat to the system because you know our tactics, which is this and that and this and that. which you didn't consent to, but you still know about it because we used it on you, so you are a threat. The crimes against the individual and his family members, well, you know about the crimes that we did to you and your family members, so you have to be killed because we don't want to be held accountable for this shit, so they have to kill me and kill others in that way so that they quit all of that shit. So what to expect from a group of serial murderers? Well, let me tell you something, what you will be expecting, You will expect gun pointed at your head. That's you're gonna be expecting. You expect that some people will get with knife and machetes on your fucking face and try to intimidate you. You will get people who try to intimidate you on the streets, You will get people you will get the fucking police trying to intimidate you, to stop you every fucking second from here and there and from there and here. You will get that too. Matter of fact, let me tell you something. Expect to be raped. Expect to be, beaten up. Expect to be used directed energy weapons on your fucking head. Expect to be burned and tortured alive. But hey, if you talk about it, we will kill you. So what's your choice? That you might expect from a serial murderers. They will expect that too, that they will fucking try to blackmail you to not talk about this. Even it's personal issues, they will try to blackmail you with it. They will try to tell you, oh, well, look, you have this and that and this and that, that's personal, but if you talk about it, we will get that out in public too. Matter of fact, that you might expect from the fucking murderers too, Expect to be dead or killed or anything, And at the end of the day, they will call you a crazy one, So expect those stuff from the government that's supposed to protect you, that takes in your fucking tax money, that's the government. So the manipulation tactics, you are not the only one who's been manipulated in here. Well, let me tell you something. They just, I wouldn't say, they are smart, but there are people who, they are not that smart, They have weapons, they have advanced technology, and they have experience, which me and you as a person don't have that much experience into fucking how to fuck somebody's life up. We didn't grow up for this shit, I have an education as a fucking engineer, You might be having an education or a fucking job as a fucking plumber or the fucking, teacher or fucking something else, You didn't grow up to be that shit. Nobody have taught you how to fuck somebody's life up. But they have been learned and studied it and how to murder a person without a fucking word, So they have that. They have these manipulation tactics. They have the essence of how to murder somebody. But let me tell you something too. When I'm saying you're not the only one who's been manipulated, well, your friends are being manipulated, that you're under investigation, that you are a criminal, that you are a Nazi, that you are a terrorist, that you are, they are being manipulated too, Every woman you sleep with, or every woman that you have sex with, or every woman that you have a relationship with, she's being manipulated too. Well, hey, you know what? We want to know this information about that person. Can you help us out? Because this guy's a criminal. This guy is that. This guy is that. This guy is that. That's another part. The police are in different countries, of course. I'm not talking about being targeted by the Norwegian police in Norway. No, when I'm saying when you are outside of Norway and you are being targeted by the Norwegian government and Norwegian police, well, that's how it goes. When you go there to a different country, well, the police, what they do, they just go to other fucking country police and tell them, oh, this guy's under investigation, or this guy's a criminal, or this guy's a fucking terrorist. He's a threat for your country. He's a dangerous person. Stuff like that. So they are being manipulated too into thinking that you are a bad person, or you're a criminal, or you're that. So they help them. Of course, there is a money being paid for this shit. I mean, I cannot be convinced that when I'm moving from one country to another and there's another police comes after me, well, they are not getting paid. They are getting paid. This costs a lot of money, actually. To design madness for somebody, well, this costs money, So that's one thing. Another thing that if you have been in this evil system, you will notice that when the police want to get too many men and too many women into this, what they do, they bring beautiful women to the men who will be stalking you, as a motivation for them to do that, So they told the man, hey, go with this woman, and this woman go with this man to intimidate or harass that person. Now these two going together, the guy is happy about it. Of course, the woman, I don't know what she gets from it. Maybe she gets the man, maybe she's single, maybe she's that, But both of them being played, in that way, and they create a community or a cult-like mentality. That's how they work, Now, let me tell you other thing I noticed about the Norwegian government and the Norwegian police into this fucking evil system. Well, matter of fact, when you are being tortured or you've been harassed and intimidated, well, if you're having a very bad night of torture and all of that, in the morning, the one who will be harassing you is the old people, women, and little kids, and minorities. If you are little bit tortured, little bit harassed, little bit here and there, well, what's going to happen is that the police will send the people who's young, who's tough guys, the like, not tough guys, I mean, bodybuilders and all of that, just to try to intimidate you and all of that. Now, if you will ask me why they would do that, well, when you are being horrifically tortured, I mean horrifically by all the fucking meaning of the fucking word, when you are being horrifically tortured by the police, well, the next day they expect that you will be angry, because you are being tortured. So what you will do, you will snap. They expect, he might snap, tomorrow he might snap. So they send like minorities, so that if you kill a minority or if you kill somebody who's an immigrant in a country, well, look, he hates immigrants, If you killed the children, or if you killed like some old woman, if you killed like, stuff like that. Oh, look, he's mentally ill because he killed old one or a child, so he's mentally ill. How would a child provoke that person? You see how that works, Now, if you are not so angry and you're not so that, they will send the bodybuilders so that, they will sell the bodybuilders and all of that because they are not expecting you to snap. So that they will just try to, keep your attention, but still not highly provoked or highly tortured. Okay. So that's it. So that's the manipulation tactics. There's too many manipulation tactics in here, but of course, if you add the directed energy weapons, torture, voice to skull, remote neural monitoring, if you put all of that into the whole thing, you will know how manipulation tactics works, because there's different type of manipulation when it comes to voice to skull and synthetic telepathy and remote neural monitoring. There's different things, Now, watch out for that. I want to help you out. Well, let me tell you something. I have been burned so many times by this one. Only by this one. When the world is all against you. Or not the whole world, of course. The punks of the police or the punks who works for the police. But, of course, when they surround you in everywhere you go, you will think that's the whole world. But it's not the whole world. It's certain groups, When when I'm saying the whole world, I mean the certain groups, so that to be clear. So I just want to use this one. So when there is the whole world, you will think against you, and there is this person from the police or from somebody, from there, trying to help you out, or he will come to be like, more, I want to help you out, That's usually a fuck up. That's usually somebody, trying to fuck you up, trying to, waste your time, trying to, in this sort or this issue, So watch out for I want to help you out, especially if it's coming from a police officer. Well, that's different case. If you think that the police officer wants you to help you out, no, they don't want to help you out. They want you dead. So put that in your mind, So don't expect any help from them. And when I'm saying a police officer and all of that, I mean a Norwegian police officer. I'm not talking about every police officer on earth, because I know how they manipulate my fucking words. But it's not every police officer in the world. If it's a Norwegian, well, take care of that, man, because those want to, if you are targeted by the Norwegian, they want to end your life, So, well, there's these methods that I found pretty good to help you into trying to manipulate the system that manipulates you, you know. So, the coin, well, if you are being tortured by directed energy weapons, you have voice to skull, you have remote neural monitoring. If you have those stuff, well, the coin will help you when you are trying to take a decision, So let's say they always want to verify this technology. They always want you to do certain things to verify this technology of theirs, So if you use a coin, a flip of a coin, now let's say you have an idea about going there to buy a bottle of water, So I would be thinking, okay, should I go or shouldn't I go? Well, I'm having an idea that keeps repeating that I need to go and buy a bottle of water. So I just flip the coin. It's either yes, go now or not. If it's go, I will just take myself and go there. If it's not, I will be sitting home, You know how you see how this works with you see how this works with you see how this works with well, wait a second, because my laptop is going to be off. You see how this works with the coin. Now the nerd, I call it the nerd because it's more like I actually couldn't remember in English what's it called, but it's the thing that with 6 numbers. I just can't remember it's in English. So this is like 6 numbers, and you just flip it, or not flip it, you just like roll it in your hands, the dice. It's the dice. It's called the dice. I'm sorry, it's not the nerd, but it's a mistake. So it's the dice. This dice, you could choose like singular and double, singular or double numbers. It's like singular is 1, 3, 5. Double is like 2, 4, 6. Stuff like that when making decisions. So that it works the same way as the coin, but it gives you more, not 50-50 chance, but yeah, well, I wouldn't say 50-50, but it will give you more chances, but it is a 50-50 chance. It's 1, 3, 4, yeah, it's 50-50 chance, but still, it's not, it doesn't have the same, not technique, but it doesn't have the same structure as the coin, So you might get, stuff like that. You could go single or double. You could say from 1 to 3 and from 4 to 6. I will do this or not do this. That's the coin, the dice. Music, it's more like, they always want to know the inner voice. They always want to listen. The music or anything that is external, that on your ears, it's good because it suppresses somehow they cannot read this inner voice. Somehow, but they can't. If you have a music or just something that makes it puts sounds in your head, or just loud music, or external interference, basically. A gum, as the same way, it disrupts the remote neural monitoring. It disrupts that one with the gum. So those 4, it works fine with the remote neural monitoring and stuff like that. But expect when you imply or when you deploy these tactics, they will gonna fucking torture you to just the point that you cannot even speak or talk or even look. So that you cannot, manipulate the system that manipulates you. So they will torture you horrifically for that. So the camera works well when you point it at somebody who's provoking you. It works well with the police too. You see, when you point the camera at the fucking police, saying that the police is stalking you, in Norway there is a lot of cases where the police is stalking people, and once you point the camera, they know that they have a trouble now because that's an evidence, If you could show that, okay, well, this happened today and tomorrow and day after and day after and day after, well, there is a trouble in here, There is some, monster, there is a structure in here. There is pattern. So this works too. Don't, people will tell you, oh, this doesn't work, this does not, this does not. It works. You need to try it. YouTube videos, well, make videos, put it on a fucking YouTube, as like right after that bad publicity for the system. Well, that's the essence of it, You actually need to show the worst of the system that is claiming they are the best. But you need, because what happens to you is the worst. It cannot get worse. So you actually need to show what is this system doing to you and doing to your family members and doing, you actually need to do that, because at the end of the day, if they murder you, well, they know that we have a trouble now, because that person, he talked about it. So we do have a trouble. So they will make sure that nothing will happen to you. But bad publicity for the system is the fucking best. You need to let others know, okay, that this has been done to you, that this has been done to you, that this has been done to you. So that in the future, when something happens to you or your family members, they will be held accountable. They will be fucking held accountable. They have to. You know what? I'm not, in my age, like I'm 28 years old, okay? All through these years of my life, I never hated an immigrant. I never hated somebody, who has different opinion, different race, different culture, different values, different, I lived like, I tried the best as I could to be more, I'm not perfect, of course, but I didn't even try to be perfect. I tried to be more like humane, I just tried to, But when all of this gets over, of course, with the old belief of that, everybody's equal, everybody has the same rights, everybody has that. When you go up believing that shit, and when you get into this system, you will understand that that's total bullshit. That's complete fucking bullshit. That's just complete fucking bullshit. Okay? We are not equals in here. If you're an immigrant to Norway, you don't have the same rights as a Norwegian. They claim that you will have the same rights, but you don't have the same rights, If you are an immigrant to Norway, well, take care if the fucking police told you to go help them into doing this and doing that, because they will get you killed. Because as I'm telling you what happened with me, personally, when I'm just having a fucking bad night, and of fucking torture, and some immigrants just try to provoke me, and when I'm not so angry, they bring the Norwegian. So take care of that, they will fucking murder you. So just, if they asking you for help, just tell them to fuck off, go fucking help yourself. I'm not going to help you. You have to be like that. So bad publicity for the system, it works best because it shows the system how they use money, how they just fucking people up, how they fucking destroy people's life, how they put us through torture and humiliation and a fucking war crime. This is a war crime. Now imagine a Norwegian and saying, we are the best in the human rights, but still we will murder anybody who will criticize us. Well, that's the government. Two-faced fucks. Anyways, let's just go through this one. Let the gang-stalkers know what they are doing. Well, that's one of the best methods that I still see them as very effective. Imagine you having a spray, you have a cockroaches in your home, at your home. So what you will do, you will go get spray, and you just start to just, spray it on the cockroaches. What the cockroaches does, they just like either die or just flee the place, This let the gang stalkers know what they are doing. It actually has the same effect, What I'm saying is that now let's say there's many things that has been done to me, by the government, from pointing a gun at my face to many other things that happens to me and my family members, Now, what I do is that I'm in a foreign country, So those people who has come in here to provoke and attack me, they just expect that it's the Norwegian police who told them to do that to this guy, They don't know it's the Norwegians, So what I'm saying is that it's the Norwegian police who you're working for now, basically. That's called conspiracy, But you're working for the Norwegians now. Do you know that? Do you know what they did to me? Did you know what had happened to my family members? Well, expect that to your family members too. You know, so I let them know what I've been through, so that they will at least. I'm just trying to just give them at least benefit. I'm just make them doubt the system. You know, I just wanted them to doubt them. You know. So, yeah. Protect yourself. When I'm saying protect yourself, this has a lot of meanings. Okay. Now, let's say you're walking down the street and somebody trying to intimidate you. Well, you could be neutral. You could be just like, oh yeah, well, fuck that. He will not do anything. But at some point, they will assault you, and that's where you have to protect yourself. If you are being attacked, if you are being assaulted, if you are being assaulted, you do have the right to assault back. Or you just call the police, which they will just, report, but nothing will happen. Nothing much will happen. I don't expect much will happen to the one who assaulted you, because they are all innocent, So you actually have to defend yourself, and you have to take care of yourself. At your home, if somebody entered your house, well, that's a different case scenario. I will not promote, I will not say anything, but you know what to do at this point. If somebody entered your house, that's your property. By all the laws in the world, if somebody entered your property, you have all the rights to do whatever you want to do to him. So, support system, a support system which is family members, people who cares for you, people who, you actually need to be around those people much, But even when you're around them, they will torture them just to make you look and see how they torture your family members. So a support system in this one, if you have a support system, well, try to grow it or try to take care of it. If you don't have, as me at the moment, well, I will not tell you try to build, because those motherfuckers will cut you off. So there's no option other than trying to get a support system. Church maybe, I don't know, mosque if you're Muslim, I don't know, stuff like that. I don't know. Money, you need to take care of your money, because they will drain you of it. Those punks, they will do everything to take money of you. It's the worst way. It's just so horrible and so bad that it's not a government anymore. It's murderers. Trust me on that one. Anyways, so take care of your money. Put it somewhere safe that it has to take time for you to transfer the money, so that you will be thinking through things, before you buy, before you do this, before you do that. Anyways, officially, the punks has something they fear: exploit that. Well, let me tell you something. This system, it has a cockroach structure, as a cockroach kingdom. What I'm saying is that, what the cockroach always fear, that you will bring your fucking shoes and just beat it on the head. The same methods apply here, because the government or the police, they just fear that. They just not just fear it. They just they treat it as something holy, that you shouldn't be talking about this. They just treat it as something holy, as they are fucking having the best thing in the world, and you shouldn't criticize it. What I'm telling you is that exploit that motherfucker. If you know that they want you to not talk about it, well, exploit it, so that they will just, they will think through one more time before they targeting somebody. They will just think about it before they target. Exploit it. Just make them know that, okay, this is not going to be done in silence. If you want to kill me, well, kill me, but this will not be done in silence. You will not be comfortable doing this to me. I will make sure that you will not be comfortable. Yeah, you can torture me, and you even can kill me, and you even can push me to homelessness or suicide. But at the end of the day, you will not be comfortable doing this. You know? They have all the tactics and all the money and all the weapons to murder and kill and push somebody to suicide, and they can just, do their fucking best. But they are not going to do it comfortably. And that's what I'm making sure of. They are not going to do it comfortably. Report to the police crime investigation unit. You do have to do that one. You have to. They will just go through hell and back to try to just get you not do this one. You have to report them to police crime investigation unit. Those are the ones who investigate the police. And they are the ones who are supposed to be protecting you. They will not protect you. They will actually, even in Norway, they just told me, this file that you sent us is a Word file. We need a PDF file. See how sick this goes, So you do need to report them. I don't care how or why. You do need to report them. They will torture you horrifically after you do that, but you have to do it. You have to push at the fucking government. You have to push on the police, because what they are doing is fucking illegal. They know that. They know that they could get sentenced to very fucking many fucking years for this one. 15 fucking years in Norway. And if you even had, what's it called? A thought of suicide or put you through a suicide, that's 20 fucking years. 20 fucking years. For the police officer who ordered the hit on your name. That's by the Norwegian law. So you do need to report them. You do need to stand face to face with them. You do have to do that. You don't have options. They don't give you an option. You have to do that. At least you have everything on papers, on document, so that when you say, oh, I have a right, oh, well, he has a fucking document says that he reported us. So, you understand what I'm saying? You need to report to the parliament or the Congress. Well, you do need to do that one too, because they will not help you too much, actually. They are just as the same as the fuck. It's all like, it's a gang-stalking, but when I'm saying it's a gang of the fucking government officials. So if you go to the parliament or the Congress, they will not do much, but you still had to go through what the United Nations requested that you will have to go through to report to the United Nations. So, So you will need to report that too. You will need to report that one. You will need to report, And to the United Nations, that's your, last step, Or not the last step. The United Nations, they are actually now taking, steps toward stopping this crime of the governments. But, you have to just, you have to report them too. International Criminal Court. Well, I don't know. I don't have much experience with it. I didn't use it yet. I'm planning to, but I didn't. But I think this might help you. So if all failed, jump to the next slide. Well, asylum claims. Well, you are a human too. Know that, believe that, and act on that. Okay, so they will try to dehumanize you. They will try to tell you, oh, you're a murderer, you are a bad person, you are a killer, you are a rapist, you are a pedophile, you are a terrorist, you are bad for society. We want you dead. We want you out of society. We want you. They will tell you all of that stuff, all of this to dehumanize you, so that you will not feel as a human anymore. But at the end of a fucking day, you are a human too. Know that, believe it, and act on it. You do have the fucking right. You do have the right for, if, they claim that you are a terrorist, for example, or you are a criminal or anything. You do have the right to a lawyer. You do have a right to a fair trial. You do have the right to stand in court, and, you do have all of these rights. They deny you all of these rights. They deny it to you because they know they have committed horrible crimes. They know that if you enter the courthouse on your fucking legs, they know they have a big fucking trouble. They know they have a big fucking trouble. They are sure as shit as that. So they will try to dehumanize you, all of that bullshit, but again, you're a human, know it, believe it, and act on it. Now, when I'm saying asylum claims, well, run to a fucking Russia. Run to a fucking Russian and see how the Norwegian police will come after you in Russia. You know, they are punks. They are just, you know, they are tough guys in a countries where they give them support. They are less than a fucking rats in a countries that they fucking don't fucking want to know them or don't want to fucking have to do anything with them. You know, so it's all about power play. Where are you going to be so that you allow the abuse to happen? If you are in I ended up in Mauritius. I was in Saudi. I was in Mauritius, Greece, Germany, all of these fucking countries. You know, I still got a tie. But I'm not yet in Russia. I'm not yet in Iran. I'm not yet in North Korea. But if you are to travel to Russia, you might get the directed energy weapons, but no stalking. That might happen. Iran, it might be the same thing, but still, you will not be stalked by the police or anything. It might be, and I'm not pretty sure about it, to be honest. North Korea, that's the very fucking last option. That's when all fails, all fucked up, all messed up. North Korea, but North Korea, if you're American, don't do that. Don't, because they really hate the Americans. They really jail them and stuff like that. So don't do that if you're American. If you're a different culture, I don't know about European. I just don't know the political situation. But I know if you are an American, it's a fuck up. You know, if you are lucky enough to have a country, or you have a passport of a country that has an embassy there, well, at least they know that you're a fucking spy. The North Koreans will know that you're not spy, you know, so that they might take your asylum claim, you know. The bunkies and murders will definitely attack your strategy, but don't let them get to your hopes. Well, when I'm planning to travel to Russia, they send Russians individual to, stalk me. Never happened with the Iranians, to be honest. If I'm planning to travel to Iran, there's no Iranian have been stalking me. It happened in Norway, but that's like 5 years ago, but not after that. They actually won't try to MK Ultra me, the motherfuckers, to make me hate the Iranians and the Russians at the beginning, so that when this happened, I will not be running out one of those two countries. But let me tell you something. They always will attack your strategy, and they always, trying to make you feel hopeless. But try it. Travel to Russia or Iran or North Korea and see how it works. See it with yourself. If you still having the same things, well, you know that it's wrong country, and you can travel to the next one. That's why I started to Russia, Iran, North Korea. Some individuals say it's electricity source that it might be affecting you, or just in any country that will be the electricity source, that the satellite or whatever the fuck that is, sending some fucking signals through the electricity sources so that you will be attacked with directed energy weapons. I do have no idea, but it might be, which implies that any targeted individual should go to a country where it has no electricity, basically, which I don't know where that country might be. But that's what I know, that's what I hear, that's what I read on the internet. So, well, that was my, I think, last slide. So I really hope that I did help you in any way. And I did, I did try to help you, So, if you can donate, since I'm in a foreign country and being harassed, disturbed, and tortured, and fleeing, so if you can donate, just do that. Well, other than that, well, stay safe, and report the motherfuckers. So.